the sooner you start, the better off you are. You cannot start too soon. But if you wait too long, you could be up the creek without a paddle, and it's going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars. This is why I tell people, so many people are focused on the minuscule tax deductions or deferrals that they get by saving in 529 accounts or RESPs, but they're not thinking about how all of the, that money goes towards their expected family contribution. So that can actually raise the amount of money that you actually have to contribute to college. And so therefore, the gap that they need to fill, the actual cost for college will be higher. Hey, what's going on, cash flow hackers? It's Chris with Life 180. And for this video, I want to talk to you about 3 common mistakes people make when they're applying for financial aid for their kids' college. And ultimately, honestly, it's going to get into a little more than that. We're going to get into how those mistakes kind of flow over into how they save for college in the first place. Now, here's the reality of the situation. When people are planning for college, the problem that most parents have is they think about it way too late in the process, and their saving strategy is ultimately kind of a reactive strategy, right? And so what they do is they typically rely on traditional methods like saving in a 529 account or an RESP up in Canada, right? So what parents don't realize, though, at least in the United States, and I can't necessarily speak as much to Canada on this one, but what parents typically don't realize is that, like the rest of the financial system, the college game is rigged against you, and it is really big. And I think once you get through this video with me, you're going to understand where I'm coming from here. So what I know to be true is how you save your money, where you keep your assets, and how you apply for financial aid can impact the amount that you actually pay for college by tens of thousands of dollars. So let's get into this. So mistake number 1 that parents make is thinking that it doesn't matter where you keep your money and thinking it all counts the same way on your FAFSA. Now, if you don't know what the FAFSA is, then hopefully you're really early in the process. But the FAFSA is the Federal Application for Student Aid. And the reality is nothing could be further from the truth on this one. Where you keep your money matters more than you could probably imagine. It's important to know that colleges have 2 prices, the sticker price and the price that you're actually going to pay. Now, if you have your money in the wrong places, it's all going to count against you and you're going to pay the sticker price. However, there are certain places you can keep your money that are not counted on the FAFSA, so you can legally and ethically lower your cost of college by thousands of dollars every single year. Now, here's the deal. The next problem is that most people just reactively save money in a 529 account for the tax deferrals, thinking it's the right thing to do, and are reactive in their planning, just kind of following the traditional systems, if you will. Now, you may feel good about doing this in that moment, right? Until your kid gets to college and you realize that you're going to need to pay $60,000 a year for school instead of the $40,000 a year simply because of where you saved your money, right? The bottom line is where you save your money matters. And I'm going to come back to this a little bit, but as I do, I want to get into mistake number 2. Now, mistake number 2 is thinking that all schools are equal and will give you the same amount of financial aid regardless, right? Now, this is really important, and these 2 things are going to tie together, and this will make a lot of sense for you in a second. Once again, nothing could be further from the truth than this mistake, because not all schools are equal, and they will not all give you the same amount of financial aid. In fact, every school is drastically different. It's important to find the schools that are truly the best fit for you, your financial situation, your child, their skill sets. You need to make sure that they're the good match for the college. Now, here's the deal. I talked about the sticker price versus the price that you actually pay in mistake number 1, right? This comes back into play here. Private schools often have much higher sticker prices. So what that does is it scares them away. If you go look at schools like Duke and Pepperdine and schools of that nature, they're going to have sticker prices that are up in the $60,000, $70,000 range, right? However, here's the deal. Those schools also typically have much larger endowment funds and get a lot more money from alumni and corporations, right? So think about that. These schools are normally able to meet most of your financial need, right? So what does that mean? A key term to understand here is that your family's EFC, or expected family contribution, is a big number that schools take into consideration. If you understand how to keep your money in the right places and avoid mistake number 1, And then you can leverage that by knowing exactly what schools are the best fit for your child by avoiding mistake number two. You can drastically reduce your cost for college by keeping your expected family contribution as low as possible. And when you do that, the school and the financial aid department at that school is going to help you fill the gap between your EFC and the sticker price, which will then help you reduce your overall cost for college. And so then the next thing that I got to tell you about is avoiding mistake number three, right? When you kind of get mistake number one and number two out of the way, and you know where to save your money, and you know how to partner your kid and match your kid with the right school. The next thing, the only other thing you have to make sure you avoid is mistake number three, which is waiting too long to plan, right? At the end of the day, planning for your kid's college needs to start as early as possible. I will tell you this, there's at least a 2-year window in advance from when you need to fill or complete the FAFSA, which is in January or the senior year of your student's high school, right? Once again, the 2-year mark is a bare minimum. The further in advance that you can give that as far as planning goes, the better position you're going to be able to be in to have your assets moved around, positioned properly, so you can focus not just on saving for college, but saving on college. So just to recap this, right? And I know this is a really quick video, and I want this to just, I want you to really focus on this because it's going to be vital in what you're doing. No matter how young your kids are right now, you want to be starting this from the time they're born. The sooner you start, the better off you are. You cannot start too soon. But if you wait too long, you could be up the creek without a paddle, and it's going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars. This is why I tell people, so many people are focused on the minuscule tax deductions or deferrals that they get by saving in 529 accounts or RESPs, but they're not thinking about how all of the, that money goes towards their expected family contribution. So that can actually raise the amount of money that you actually have to contribute to college. And so therefore, the gap that they need to fill, the actual cost for college will be higher. So that's why I always, just to reiterate, say save on college, not for college. And if you focus on what can I do to save on college, I promise you, by getting $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year in discounts at colleges every single year, that's going to be infinitely more important than going out and chasing returns and getting minuscule tax deductions along the way. So I hope you found value in that. If you did, I'm going to link above. It's a little dated at this point in time, but I did a college planning webinar that if you found value in this, I'm going to link it up here. Go check it out because I think you're going to find value in it. It'll walk you through the whole process on how to save on college, not just for college. And go watch that. Check it out. I know it will serve you. All the information, while it's maybe 4 or 5 years old, is still completely relevant and completely vital, quite frankly, if you are considering or if you have kids, and whether you like it or not, planning for college for them is kind of on you. As a parent, there's no getting out of the fact that you share some responsibility of helping them plan for college. Your finances and personal financial setup is going to be taken into the equation whether you like it or not. So that just, it's something that you can't avoid. So if you found value in this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the bell, that way you get notified every time I launch a new video. If you have any questions at all, go ahead and comment in the comment section below. If you're somebody who's looking at getting help for college planning, go ahead. There's a link down below. You can go to the life180.com website and set up a call with one of our authorized advisors that can walk you through how to navigate this whole situation, answer your questions, and kind of go from there. But that's it. I hope you found value in this. I'm sure you did. Until next video, have a blessed, inspirational day, and we'll talk soon. See ya.